What is up, fellow bench warmers? Welcome to another weekly episode of Fantasy Bench Warmers. We're releasing this on a Monday instead of a Saturday, just to be able to medyo nag-adjust lang tayo sa schedule to make sure that we produce a good content for you guys. So, Com, how are you?
Okay naman.
Today, very special guest. Kasi sabi ko nga, we've had a breakthrough. Matagal na natin tayo naghahanap ng fantasy manager who's also in the PBA, and we finally were able to get one.
Yes. And what a good one, because he just won the outstanding rookie award last year.
Yun. It's also another accolade ng guest natin today. So our guest, di na natin papatagalin. Our guest was the 2020 PBA Philippine Cup Outstanding Rookie. He's also part of the Meralco Bolts. So please welcome Mr. Aaron Black. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
How are you? How's the quarantine? Or are you guys staying at home lang, or?
Yeah, I've been trying to stay at home recently, especially with all the cases. But we practice pa rin. We have practice every day, Monday to Friday. But we try to stay safe. Thankfully, everybody on the team is negative. We get tested often.
You get tested every day, or just
every 2 weeks? Every 2 weeks, because we don't practice together. We have 3 different sessions, so it's only 5 to a group. So everything is non-contact. So it's not like
so no scrimmage, no
scrimmages, no one-on-ones, nothing.
So what do you do? Like
Yes.
shooting drills, ganyan?
Shooting, skills, weights, conditioning, everything that you can do that has no contact, basically.
Okay. But
So,
yeah, sige, go, Eric.
So basically, for this year, you haven't talked about strategies or anything yet.
Oh well, we have 5 players on a in a certain group. So before the cases went up, we were actually running offenses 5-on-0. But now that the cases went up, we decided as a team to stop that first, just to limit contact even more.
Okay. So but has there been news na ba? Last I heard, parang they are postponing the opening. Supposedly April 18, right?
Yeah, April 18, but that looks very bleak right now because of what's going on in the country.
Yeah.
Sana, ako gusto ko na maglaro kung pwede lang. But of course, the safety of the country is first.
How about the coaches? Like, how do they divide the coaches among you guys? Like, is there what like your father, is he in every batch?
No, you're not allowed. Whoever your batch is for the 2 weeks, that's the only batch you can stay with. So basically, there's around 2 to 3 coaches per session. They just divide. I think we have 8 coaches. They just divided the coaches in between. So you have one trainer basically and 2 coaches, or you have 3 coaches, and then one acts like a trainer.
So every 2 weeks, you are with the same group, and then the following 2 weeks, ibang group na.
Yeah, you have to test again, and then you have a new group after that.
Okay. But it's not like a bubble or like.
Oh no! We go home. We go home every day, so
Okay.
it's not really a bubble.
Okay, so
But they are talking about a semi bubble. Is that already applicable now? Are you guys not allowed to go out or something, or is there?
Yeah, we're discouraged. We're highly discouraged to go out, to be seen at the malls or things like that, unless it's for purposes. They were a lot less strict when there are only 800 cases a day, but now they really want us at home.
Yeah.
so you can't be seen sa labas talaga right now.
Yeah, basically, unless you're
Especially
going out
for
groceries or things like that.
Especially for public figures like you guys, diba? Very
Yeah, it's easy to spot. Very easy to spot.
Saka ang daming usi yung pitong sumbongere si Aaron.
But is that directive from the PBA, or is that for your own team only as of now?
No, it's actually from the PBA. The PBA is asking everybody to try to stay home. It's not, there's no like fines or anything if you're found outside, but it's highly discouraged to be going around for no important reason.
Yeah. So, kamusta yung you, of course, as we all know, last season you had a bubble, and being it your rookie year, diba? So it's a different experience for you. How did you find the experience dun sa bubble? Was it exciting? Kasi first,
Yeah, exciting siya. Nakakatakot at the same time because syempre you're entering something that you've never done before. I was expecting a season wherein, we'd be playing Araneta or MOA or something like that. But
Oh, yeah.
it was totally different. Pero masaya naman. I enjoyed yung kwentuhan namin ng mga teammates ko. Pagsasama namin. We developed a really good chemistry in the bubble. Halos every night magkasama kami, nagkukwentuhan or
Yeah.
let's say playing cards or playing certain games, things like that, just to get to know everybody. So I was able to get to know my teammates a lot easier, a lot quicker because of the bubble.
It's like a
But at
team
the
building eh. Parang team
Yeah,
building.
yeah. It's like a team building. At the same time, you miss your loved ones at home. You miss the city, things like that. Because you really just, ano lang kami, basically hotel to practice, back to the hotel, or hotel to the game, back to the hotel.
Yeah.
And when we started off with 12 teams, it was hard to really move around kasi ang dami nga namin. So, let's say, gagamitin mo yung gym, 1 hour lang siya. Or yung pool, 1 hour lang siya. Ganun.
But who was your roommate dun? Sa ano?
Bong Quinto.
Oh, okay.
Second year player, yeah.
Yeah.
He actually helped me a lot because he just came off his rookie year, so marami din
Yeah.
akong natutunan sa kanya.
Was it a hard adjustment for you from the college ranks to the pros, or was it fairly easier kasi your dad's a coach, so he was able to already give you some tips on what to look out for?
I think the pandemic made it easier. Being
Mhm.
home, I think it was 5 or 6 months. We were just together at home studying tape, working out, things like that. It helped me build my confidence. It helped me build a lot more because I was actually coming off 2 injuries before I broke my hand when I was with Zamboanga and MPBL. I came back and then our semifinals game with Zamboanga, I dislocated my right shoulder. So this was
Okay.
right before I was supposed to play. So it was actually a blessing in disguise that I was able to heal my injury at the same time. Yun nga. Marami kami nagawa na dad ko in that span in terms of preparing. So I wouldn't say it was easy because the PBA is not it's not an easy place to play in. It's very tough. But at the same time, it was made easier because of the pandemic. And also my teammates were very welcoming because I had practiced with them the year before when I had left Ateneo for around 3 to 4 months when I didn't have a team yet. So.
Is it having your dad as your coach, is it tough? Like I listened to one of the interviews ni Sean Ildefonso, and he was mentioning about yung dad niya being, of course, Danny I, and medyo nung una parang medyo demanding din daw eh. So is your dad as demanding with you?
Well, my dad's definitely demanding. Kasi actually sa start, medyo nahirapan ako in a sense na hindi ko alam saan ako lulugar. So, I didn't know if I could joke around with him in practice. I didn't know if I could do this or that, or should I pass the ball? Should I shoot? Parang inisip ko lahat.
Yeah.
But as we went through and I had a couple of good games, thankfully I had a good season. So now I'm a lot more comfortable. But during that span that we were going through the first few games, there's still a process for me to become comfortable. But I was able to play a couple of good games. I got more comfortable and things like that. And it became easier. And actually it became an advantage because every night before games, I'd go to his room, we'd study tape.
Talaga?
For me to do for the next day, yeah.
But that's because you wanted to.
Oh yeah, he said.
Or
why don't we watch tape?
he wanted you to. Oy, Aaron, come here.
No, that was more of because I was actually already watching tape by myself.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was talking to him about certain things that we could do, and he was like, "Why don't you just go and we could watch the tape together?" So I was like, "Yeah, why not?" So we ended up doing that for the rest of the season.
But is he harder on you than the other players? Because some coaches that are like that, they overcompensate. Like he's harder on you.
I would say he's harder on me, but it's only in our language. Like he won't really. Siguro di nila magigets yung. Alam ko na when he looks at me a certain way, when he makes a face or he says something, I know what he feels like. That probably some of the other players wouldn't really understand. And then behind the scenes as well, when you talk and things like that. But I expect that. I think it makes me a better player na. It makes me look for more things in myself or hold myself to a higher standard.
Saka
now,
sige, go, Eric.
But right now in Meralco, is he training you, or are you really going to be a full-time point guard already? Or what's the expectation? Are you gonna be a hybrid?
Yeah, that's the expectation. I'm supposed to play point. That
Okay.
was really the whole point of leaving Ateneo
Okay.
that season, because I wanted to play point, because I knew, or he knew, and then he passed it on to me, that it would be an asset being a bigger guard in the league.
Yeah.
So that whole year of going to the States and then playing the MPBL and the D League was to be able to hold myself to play point guard. So yeah, I'm continuing to do that, continuing to study the game, and hopefully continue to get better.
Saka yung being hard on you, I guess it extends kasi to the home, di ba? Parang unlike other players that after practice they're done with their coach. So, I guess having a father son relationship, pagdating sa bahay, you talk about the game as well. And
Yeah, actually, Sabay, he's not hard on me at all. When we're off the court,
talaga?
we're like best friends basically. We're just
But
we'll
that's
study
nice.
the game, things like that. We're really close. We'll joke around all the time. That's why sinasabi ko kanina, nung start, di ko alam saan ako lulugar eh. Kung pwede pa
But have you joked around during practice? Like,
Yeah, we do now. Or we did maybe halfway through the bubble, we started joking around in practice and things like that.
Maybe
Uh,
you'll tell him that he doesn't know anything about being a point guard. So
I will never tell him that. I'm gonna be benched. But I joke him, like, I remember, I think I had 9 threes maybe halfway through the season, and he
Yeah.
made 8 his whole career. So I was joking around about that, but he started spitting all his records and all of that. I couldn't say anything anymore.
do you still play one-on-one with your dad?
We actually did a little bit. The 6 months that we were in a hiatus from the league. Yeah, he still got it, but he's not gonna beat me at this point. I'm pretty confident in that.
so how's the team coming along? Like there are new players. Do you think you're stronger this year than that?
Yeah. Well, we lost a really good player in Baser Amer. I
Yeah.
mean, he's an all-star. He's a guy that was leading point guard of the team for so long. I think 5 or 6 years. But we got Mac Bello, who's great. He's in my group right now. I told you I have 3 sessions, and he's a great guy, just off the court and on the court. You see he works hard. He stays after practice. He does extra conditioning, and just his personality, I think, will fit right in to our team. And then you have the other 2 guys. You have Noy Baclao, who was with my dad in Ateneo, so very familiar with him. He's a great guy as well. He's a hard worker. And then you have the new guy, Alvin.
Alvin's with your group also?
No, Alvin's actually with my dad. He made sure,
okay.
I think, to welcome him into the team. So Alvin's great. He's my teammate in Zamboanga. I think he'll fit right in, just like Mac will. And his personality is he's very upbeat. So I think I think he'll be a great asset for us. Look forward to playing with him.
Was Alvin really the target of? Because everybody was expecting Meralco or your team to pick a big man, because that's the position you're lacking. Then everybody was a little surprised with the pick of Pasaol.
Well,
was that really the plan, or what do you know about?
The first, it's hard to pass up on Alvin at number 9.
Yeah.
I don't think, first of all, that's a big steal. I thought he should have gone in the top 6, top 7, but he went at 9. So hard to pass up on that. And at the same time, people don't understand that we actually have a lot of bigs. So at center, you have Raymond Almazan. You have Papa Ray Hugnatan, who just came off a 13, 14 point per game outing in the bubble. And then you have Noy Baclao. And at 4, we have Cliff Hodge, we have Mac Bello, we have Jammer Hamito. So, we actually have a lot of bigs. And if you can steal Alvin at number 9, why not? We didn't expect him to drop that far. We were hoping he would, and he did. Thankfully for us.
How old's Papa Ray, by the way?
42, and still,
Grabe.
this man is he's doing extra work every day. He's really disciplined. He's with his food, everything. So I expect another 3-4 years at least.
That's the secret to longevity naman eh. You have to take care of your body talaga. Yeah, kasi kung hindi, mahirap eh. It's like yun nga, yung other players like sina Asi, di ba, was able to reach that level rin, mga 40 plus, which is really a big deal for professional players. Dahil na sa a league like the PBA na very
it's a high level.
did you have any meron bang how did the when you were a rookie, how did the veterans treat you? Was
Oh,
there any like
I had
carry their
to carry
bags?
around a
Ganun ba?
mermaid. Uh, I
Mermaid.
have it in the other room. It's like a mermaid doll. I had to carry it around everywhere. Thankfully, after a couple of games, pwede ko na siya ilagay sa loob ng bag ko. Dala ko pa rin siya, pero sa loob lang ng bag. Actually, I have to pass it on to Alvin now. Pero
Okay.
yeah, yun lang naman. Siguro,
In
when we would,
practice, did some
well,
like
Bong
players?
tried to, Bong was my roommate. So, and Bong and I are actually close even before. We'd always talk when I was practicing with the team the year before. But he tried to really go at me our first practice. Actually accidentally hit him in the face
Okay.
because he tried to reach and then I tried to chop his and I ended up hitting his face,
Yeah.
his face or his midsection, one of the two. I hit him, and that was kind of like I didn't do it on purpose, but at the same time I could understand that they were trying to test me.
Yeah.
And Cliff Hodge did too. He's talking trash to me.
Do you talk
Um,
trash?
Me, not
Parang
really.
wala sa personality.
Yeah,
We'll
not
not,
really.
sure.
we'll not be Athenians if we don't talk that.
I do a little bit. I definitely do to Cliff, especially now. I talk a lot of trash to Cliff, but
But
on
when
the
in your
court,
rookie year, wala mo na.
not really. No.
Pero on the court, during the games, was there like teams trying to, test you or like go at you because you're a rookie? Did you feel that?
Uh, hmm. I think we played Magnolia and Gio Halalon tried to really pressure me. Thankfully, I had big roadblocks in Raymond Almazan and Cliff Hodge, so I just used them going down the court. I think we played same game. Paulie saw me on him. I was playing defense on him. He went right at me. He scored on me on like a crazy play. Things like that. I know Matthew Wright was talking trash to me my very first game.
Pero wala namang physical, like
It was
physicality
just
that
with Chris Ross. I think in the semifinals, I scored a layup on him and I stared him down after the layup, and he came right back at me and he started talking trash and we sort of like got into it. We got into it also the game before, like the regular season game against them, just a little bit. It wasn't really much, but it's okay. I mean, we talked after. We're cool.
okay. So at least it's nothing really that went beyond the
No.
the four corners
Nothing
of
like
the
that.
court. No? So
Actually, Chris Ross is one of the guys I really look up to. So I wanted to make sure we were good.
who was one player that you when you went into the PBA na you felt like, wow, I'm playing with this guy or I'm playing against this guy?
I think it's just the San Miguel team. Terrence wasn't there, but it would have been even better if Terrence, because I'm actually pretty close to Terrence. But those guys, the San Miguel team, I've been watching them for so long. They've won so many championships, and then playing against Kuya Jason Castro. When my dad was assistant coach and he was the head coach of Talk and Text for a while, I think for 4 years. So I was also practicing in Moro where Talk and Text practice. So I'd see Kuya Jason there every day, working out, and then probably Paulie would definitely be another one, because I watched Paulie since he was in UE when my dad was coaching at Ateneo.
Okay. But did you have a team as you were growing up? Did you have a team, your favorite team? Ako, favorite ko talaga San Miguel when your dad was still playing.
Well, honestly, growing up, it was San Miguel and Talkatex.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
When Talking Text, when your dad was coaching Talking Text, or even before?
No,
that?
even before that, with sila Jimmy Alapag and Harvey Carey, Kelly Williams, those guys, since I think 05, 06, that time, and then San Miguel since when Tito Danny used to play.
Danny I.
Danny I, yeah.
Okay. And your dad wasn't coaching them yet? Hindi. Nagko-coach na siya ata siya noon. With San
He
Miguel.
was... No.
Wala na.
Wala na siya noon. He was in Ateneo.
Si Jong na pala yun, Coach Jong.
Yeah.
Coach Jong. Alright, so yan. That's just a bit of basketball kwentuhan. Let's move on to fantasy. That's why we're here. So,
yeah.
we were talking a bit offline kanina. what team are you rooting for in the NBA? Do you have a
Lakers. I've always been a Lakers
mga
fan.
Lakers?
So this is a bad day for you also.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine. Knowing LeBron, I'm actually more scared of Anthony Davis. Because LeBron seems to come back from injuries pretty
Faster.
pretty fast.
Yeah.
With AD, he's big and he's had so many injuries before, so it's scary.
It's good that we have you here because you're a professional player. Like that kind of injury that LeBron suffered a while ago. They called it a high ankle sprain. Have you experienced that? And how long do you think usually those things heal? Like in your
Well,
experience?
I had a similar experience. So I was had a game. I tried to sidestep in between two people, and my second step was right on the foot of the guy in front of me. So my ankle turned pretty much the whole way. So it was like a tennis ball basically and I didn't play for about 3 weeks, and I didn't get comfortable for about a month and a half. But that was because
Wait, a month and a half after the 3 weeks, or a month and a half?
no, a
from
month
the-
and a half all in all. But this was just because it was Christmas time, so the therapy places were closed. Moro was closed.
Yeah.
I didn't really, so I had to do therapy at home. But in LeBron's case, he's gonna get the best therapy in the world. So I think 3 weeks maybe.
Yeah.
3 to
weeks a
4
month.
weeks. Siguro.
Yeah, 3 to 4 weeks. I think they
Tama.
should make it 5 if they can, just to.
Which is,
I mean,
at this point in the fantasy season, that's a lot. 3-4
well, if
weeks.
you have
that's a
LeBron,
lot.
I feel bad for you. Thank God I don't have him.
But being a Laker fan, do you try to pick players from your team, or
No, I don't.
you
I
just
don't.
pick valued players? Like,
Although one of my leagues, I have Horton Tucker and Morris, and I used to have Caruso. I don't know why I dropped him now. Now that LeBron's gone, I should have kept him, but he was giving me bad field
but
goal
you're not
percentage.
really. But is there a player like you are a Lakers fan? Are you a Lakers fan or a LeBron fan that turned into a Lakers fan?
No, I've been a Lakers fan ever since.
Okay.
I have
So
a
you're
whole
a
Kobe collection
Kobe
over
fan.
here that I yeah, I'm a big Kobe fan.
Yan.
Huge.
Dami niyong similarities ni Eric. Si Eric is a big
Yeah.
Kobe fan rin eh.
I think for you to be a Laker fan, you'd have to be a Kobe fan, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Okay,
came first for you? Well, I guess you're young, so I guess Kobe came first, right?
Yeah, Kobe. Kobe was I think Kobe's basically my hero. Aside from my dad,
That's
I got he's the guy I looked up to ever since.
yun yung Michael Jordan ng ano nila.
Basically, yeah.
Diba? Like for us kasi we're older, so
Yeah.
Nabuta talaga natin si Michael Jordan. Pero
Hindi, ikaw lang yun.
pero for Eric, si Kobe pa rin yung over
I
Michael
actually had a
Jordan.
conversation with him when he came here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we sat next to each other and we talked for just a little bit. And he's great. He's not mayabang at all. He answered what I was asking. I just asked him when he last played ball and things like that. He was really nice. Yeah.
Yung when he came here was when he was retired already.
Yeah, when he was retired already.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So who's part of your teams right now? Who was your
okay. So
banner tawag dito, star players that you are
So my first team, we have 14 teams, so it's not really that deep. I've got Devin Booker, I've got Bradley Beal, which is Valanciunas. I actually got Bradley Beal in the second round, if you can believe that. But
Okay.
you were drafting late siguro.
No, we were drafting early.
I mean you were drafting late in the first round.
Like what's your draft position?
Yeah, I was.
And
drafting
most likely
late.
you had Booker on your first round.
No, I actually I had Booker in the first round,
Yeah.
and I took Bradley Beal. Valanciunas has been great for me. And then I think RJ Barrett. I made a trade for him.
How competitive is this 14-team league of yours?
It's pretty competitive. There's
Is it a
on the
money
line.
league or
Yeah, there's a money league. All of my leagues actually are money leagues. There's just one that's more money than the other.
Yeah.
The second one, I have Luka. I've got Kevin Durant. I actually made a trade, DeRozan and somebody else
For Durant?
Luka. No,
For
for
Luka.
Luka, and I think I picked up Pat Connaughton for Milwaukee. But it was a good trade because Luka's been killing it the
Yeah.
last few games.
Any
Yeah.
any anytime you get a first round player, that's gonna be
Yeah,
good.
But I'll
exactly.
ask you, Aaron, is Luka a first round player for you? Because
You know,
some
a lot of people say he's not, but for
yes,
me, like if you're looking for the four stats, the points, the rebounds, the assists, and the threes. I mean, he doesn't have a great percentage, but he'll still give you three threes a game at least, right? If you're
yeah,
scoring 30, 40 points a game. Um, and I think I don't know. People are so the guy who traded him to me was like, "Yo, good luck." He's up and down. I'm like, thank you for this, thank you for Luca. Ever since I got him, I've been winning, and KD's been out. I haven't
Yeah.
had KD
yeah.
in the last how many weeks, but that's also partly because I have Vucevic, which a lot of people were trying to take from me. I think I drafted him in the third round or the fourth round, something like that. And
Third round?
yeah, I think
In
third
what
round if I'm not mistaken.
14 team league?
This is a 20 team
20,
league.
20.
Third round in a 20 team league?
Third or second? 1 second, I'm looking at it now.
Okay.
No,
So
second round. I got him in
second
the
round yan. Second round.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
top 40 eh.
second round, yeah. But yeah, he's been great. He's top 4 player,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. And then my last league, which I'm doing horrible in this week. Westbrook, I have Russell Westbrook, which killed me the first 2 months because he was playing horrible or he was injured. And then I got one of my biggest steals of the year was Kelvin Johnson. I got him as my last pick.
Yeah, okay.
20 team league is my last pick.
20 team, dami nun ah. I mean,
Yeah, we drafted maybe 2 weeks before the season or a week before the season, and
he was still out, yes.
I collect some of his cards. So I was like, okay, he shot 50 something% last year. He's gonna play well for Pop. So I was like, yeah. But for this same league, I picked Ayton as my second pick, which was horrible. I should have picked Vucevic.
Yeah.
Ayton is horrible.
Marami naman na biktima kay Ayton eh. Kasama na si Eric eh.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But you, having 3 teams, do you try to like have different players for those 3 teams, or are you the one who just I want these certain players for each team? Because
Actually, it was hard to have the same players because my drafting number for each was so far.
Yung
I had
position.
one. I think I was 18th in the 20 team league. The other one I was 7th, and the other one I was 13th, something like that. So it was hard to kind of like get the same players. Some of the players that I made sure I got. Well, I tried to get Kelvin Johnson in all my leagues. I wasn't able to get him in one. But
So you're
the
a big
others-
Kelvin Johnson fan.
You're really high on Kelvin.
Yeah, because he's just like I think he had 23 and 21 the other day.
Yeah,
yeah.
High percentage guy. Will give you lots of rebounds, a couple assists, and he's not going to give you a lot of turnovers.
Yeah.
So-
But for the, like you said, you just picked him last in one of your leagues. For that type of pick, solid na rin eh. Sulit na.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's one of my in this league. He's one of my maybe top 5 players that I have in my team. So yeah, definitely a great pick for me.
Are you more of a trade kind of guy, or like you like
No.
to do trades, or more of an ad drop type of player? Because
I'm
we've
a
had
ad-
guests before, like
yeah.
Mo was more of a I want to trade. I really wanted to trade, and then we had guests before who are really into trading more than just ad drops.
The Luka trade was the first trade I ever done in fantasy. I've been doing fantasy for 5 years.
Ah, talaga?
First
I don't
trade
like trading.
ever. Okay.
First trade ever. I don't like trading at all.
Why? Why?
Yeah, why?
I don't know. There's something about sticking to the people that you picked. Unless there's really like I've never had a really bad injury with any of my teams. Out 6 months or out 5 months, anything like that in the last couple of years. My first couple of years in fantasy, it wasn't really that competitive. There wasn't money on the line, so it wasn't really a big. It was only the last 2 to 3 years probably where I really had to be serious and things like that. And thankfully, I haven't had any major injuries in those leagues. So
KD, aren't you hindi ka ba nagsisi
Yeah.
that you didn't trade him while he was hotter? What do you think? What do you think about KD's fantasy value moving forward?
I think they're gonna keep him on a minutes restriction, which is gonna be a problem. But at the same time, if you're playing KD 25 minutes, he's probably still gonna get you 18, maybe 8 and 4,
but
which is enough for me right now.
He'll probably miss a lot of games as well.
They said he's coming back the end of March, so hopefully that's true. End of March or start of April.
Well, dapat true na, tagal na eh.
The injury of KD hamstring, does it really take that long? I mean,
yeah, hamstrings are tricky.
Okay.
Yung hamstring, parang kala mo, minsan pinipilit mo pa, di ba? Pero lalong...
Yeah, hamstring, I think hamstrings and calves are really tricky because sometimes it feels like it's okay and then you make one move and it's worse than
if you
what it was.
make a mistake, it will take a number of days before it gets healed.
Yeah, so I'd like to ask your perspective, since we're talking about fantasy, about the rest that these players are getting right now. Do you think, do they really need those rests, or do you think they're being too cautious?
As a fantasy manager
and a player, yeah. So you can.
As a fantasy manager, of course, I'm pissed. I'm pissed when Luka sits out back to back, and I'm only up 5-4, and I could be up 7-2.
Yeah,
things like that. Or I'm pissed that they weren't playing KD on back to backs. But at the same time, as a player, especially because I just went through a bubble where we were playing back to back games, it's really hard.
Okay.
Especially because they're traveling. It's hard to play a game, get back to your room, or for them, go back to the plane, sleep, and then the next day you have to do the same thing all over again. It's really tough. I think from that perspective, whatever rest they're getting, they probably need. But from a fantasy perspective, I hope they don't rest at all. Fantasy manager.
That's a good point. You actually experienced that in the bubble, right? Did you guys play 3 games in a row or something in the bubble?
We played 2 games in a row. We played 4 games in a week. 4 games in a week. 4 games in a week, I think. Yeah.
Okay. So
that's how the NBA schedule is.
Sometimes, yeah, basically.
Yeah. 3 to 4 games a week. Sometimes 5. Right?
So how was it? Exactly. How was your experience dealing with it?
Lots of ice baths, lots of air relax, lots of tape. You have to watch tape because basically once you get back from the game, let's say you're the first game, you're back at the hotel around 7. You eat dinner and things like that. Now you have to look at the next team you're gonna play. So now you're gonna watch the tape. I like to watch tape before the games, the day before the games. Okay. And then the next morning, I work out before every game, so I go to my trainer's room. I have to work out, things like that. It's just it gets tiring after a while, and we were only doing it for a couple weeks. So what more, these NBA guys doing it for months, while traveling at the same time.
Yes.
Plus in travel pa yan. That's another factor that
so we'll be nicer to them in our show the next time. At least we had your actual experience, actual perspective.
But you appreciate guys like LeBron, right? Who don't rest at all. And he's 35. So, if you also think about it from that perspective, he can do it, then the other guy should be able to do it also.
No, but from a fantasy perspective, for a guy like LeBron, for example, would you want him to rest sometimes? Because, especially if, there are games na parang mukhang okay naman tong week na to eh. Maybe LeBron should rest para for the longevity na umabot pa yan ng playoffs when that time comes.
When it comes to LeBron, like LeBron particularly, I think whatever he thinks he should do is the correct thing. If he should rest, if he should play, it's up to him.
He knows his body.
He's taken care of his body for so long. He's never had a major injury. So, but if it's any other person, maybe rest. Like with
Anthony
KD,
Davis. Anthony
definitely.
Davis. So that's one player na parang people were frustrated. Managers are frustrated about, diba? Na parang, hindi maganda yung nilalaro niya. And then we heard about the injury. And then parang some managers were concerned, do I want him to play now?
Yeah.
And then risk the long-term injury, which he did and which happened. Or do I want him to rest from time to time, diba?
Yeah.
So parang you'll be
torn. He has a history of that. And he wasn't playing well. I think he's sort of a letdown year for fantasy guys. For
Sobra. Who's one of your parang yun, letdown players? So parang sayang to na draft ko.
Ayton has
talaga.
Number 1. Who else do I have here?
Ano bang Ayton ngayon? Top 60? 70?
Top 60 si Ayton. At this point, he's around the 50 to 60
rank. He's 49.
Yeah, something like that. But you
which
picked
is
him, I guess,
crazy. Picked him in the
Second
round.
round.
second round. So like me, I picked him 15th overall. So
Oh,
that
that's
really
horrible.
that destroyed my season. And I picked KD number 1 just before him because it was the 14th pick.
Oh man, that's
So
tough.
yeah,
Hindi, pero you were able to trade na both of them, di ba?
yeah, I traded both of them, but
Ah,
still,
okay, at least.
it was after some weeks before I was able to trade them. So my team was basically trying to catch up since that
Yeah.
time.
I can't believe you've been
Marketing.
playing 5 years and then this is your first trade.
Yeah, first trade. Well, this is like it's only been 2 or 3 years where I've been playing like competitively, like with money on the line, things like that.
Yeah.
After doing the first trade, do you think you're gonna
Trade
try?
more?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Actually, a lot of people were offering me trades for Vucevic, for Durant, and this guy who offered me Luka was asking for Vooch, and I said I'm not gonna trade Vooch no matter what. You can offer me whatever. I'm not gonna trade Vooch unless you offer me Giannis. Then I'll trade
Okay.
Vooch. And he was like, okay. He changed the trade. He said DeRozan, and I was like, all right, I'll do it. So if it's a trade that I can see myself benefiting from, then of course I'll definitely be open to it. But I don't really look around and look, oh, who can I trade or things like that, because it's so. I'll probably message the person first and be like, are you willing to trade anybody, or are you looking to move anybody?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
In a deep league, like your 20 team. Ako, meron ka ba, Eric, 20 team?
No. I'm playing 16. 17 is the deepest, but it's a roto league.
Okay. So in a 20 team league, what's your strategy there? Kasi if you're talking about ad drops, alos pigana yan. Like you can't really find any quality players already in a 20 team league. So what's your strategy there if you are, let's say, you're in the middle of the pack or you feel that kulang, like, or right now, what's your strategy for that 20 team league?
Well, sometimes like I try to find players that I know are efficient. Like maybe they only score 6-7 points, but they're efficient. Maybe they'll go 3 for 4. Like that's why I picked up TJ McConnell. I picked him up early, and suddenly out of nowhere, because I knew he was 4 for 5 or 5 for 6, things like that. Now he's playing so well. I picked up another guy. 1 second. What did I pick up? Oh, I picked up Horton Tucker because I knew he was a guy who was efficient. He was a guy who doesn't really take a lot of threes. He goes to the basket, things like that. And he ended up being a good pick for me. I think it's just you really have to watch the games or follow the stats. I think for me, I look for efficiency if I'm looking for the guys who are on the ad drop list. Efficiency, or let's say a specialist, I'm looking for threes or something like that. There's always going to be somebody there, or rebounds. Like I have Bismack Biyombo in one of my leagues who I've been thinking about dropping so many times, but every time I think about dropping him, the next game he has 4 blocks.
4 blocks.
It's hard for me to do that. And then another game I was going to drop him, he had 12 rebounds. So I just look for those certain things to just fill in the gaps of my other players.
So in other words, in deep leagues for you, like you have to win the free throw, field goal, and turnover. Like that's important because, as Jeremy said, it's hard.
Pero may Luka siya eh.
I let the turnovers go.
Okay.
The turnovers, it's the field goal and the free throw. The free throws is crucial because a lot of the time I win the points, rebounds, assists. And it really just comes down to, okay, can I get a couple blocks or a couple steals, and then the free throw. The free throw has killed me a couple times, where I lost 4-5 or things
Is this
like that.
in a team where Luka is?
Well, Luka wasn't there yet at the time.
Okay,
It's DeRozan and them.
Kasi that's one of the knocks on Luka, right? Na parang he can't shoot free throws.
Weird.
Kaya parang no one wants him kasi nga because of the free throws.
Actually, this week, I think, am I winning? No, I'm losing. I'm 75%. But I've because I got I got Vucevic. My percentage is so high, although he just shot 9 for 24, I think, the other day. But my field goal percentage, 51% this week, and it's been high all throughout. But before Luka came, my threes were bad when I had DeRozan on the team. Pat Connaughton has been giving me a couple also. I think he gave me 3 threes the other day. But I was losing threes every week, so I really needed somebody to change DeRozan.
So since you're playing a deep league, do you think, like, do you watch many NBA games? Because you have to know these players, right? You have to go really deep to know those players that are just playing 10 minutes, 8 minutes. So how many games do you watch, basically?
I have League Pass, so I try to watch, or not even the whole game, just watch the recap. But whenever there's a game on TV and I'm down during breakfast, I'll keep the game on and I'll watch, especially if I have guys on that team. But I'm the type of guy at 12, 1 in the morning before I sleep. I'm gonna go through everybody in the ad drop list, see what they've done the past few games,
Okay.
see what the trend is, see if they've been shooting well or they haven't been shooting well and things like that. Like I recently just dropped Caruso, like I said, and I picked up. What did I pick up? Jordan Poole. I picked up
Nice
Jordan
pick up na
Poole.
yun. Uy, that's a great
Good
pick
And
up.
pickup. Yeah.
yeah, and he's given me 23, 25, 26 the last 3 games.
Yeah, this was
So
after the Steph injury.
No,
no,
before
I
the
picked him up
Stephen.
before the Steph injury.
That's a nice pickup.
Because I think he had a 18-point game, then he had a 14-point game, and then I
Yeah.
picked him up already because I was sick of Caruso, and he was still there. So and then Steph got injured. So
I don't
the
think
last-
naman you'll regret dropping Caruso eh. Even with
Yeah,
this
I don't think
LeBron
so
injury.
either. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Horton Tucker and Morris will benefit the most.
Yeah, and of course the Schroeder and Harrell
yeah.
and Kuzma.
I have Harrell actually in one of my other leagues.
So yeah,
Been playing well also.
those most likely those players will carry the load for LeBron. Who's one player that surprised you in a good way other than you mentioned kanina. Sino ba yung minention mo? Vucevic and Keldon, yeah. And Keldon.
Who has? Wait. Darren Fox has been one. He's had a great season.
Eric, trade ba dapat si De'Aaron Fox?
He's actually been playing better lately. I mean, the past few games, it's been better. This season, it's been better. But
he has
I'm not a fan though, but it's okay.
his last 12 games, he hasn't scored under 20.
Yeah.
And he's had 14, 12, 9 assists, 8 assists, 7 assists. So really what I'm looking for from him, because I just wanted the points, rebounds, assists, and he gives me around 2 to 3 threes per game. So he doesn't give me a lot of turnovers either, which is okay. I think another guy that surprised me was probably TJ McConnell would be one. I didn't think he would play like that. Kendrick Nunn. I picked him up like late. 20-team league, he was on the ad drop, and I just picked him up because the Heat players were going through so many injuries. I picked him up, and he ended up playing helping me at least in terms of certain categories.
So yung pick up mo talaga is very well timed.
Yes, that's
yeah. I tried to. That's just like I said. I'm up at 12 midnight looking at the trends, what's going on and things like that. So yeah, yun. And maybe quickly, I picked quickly really late. Last pick of my other league, 20-team league. He gave me good stats early. Now it's it's not that great. He gives me 20-point games every now and then, but that's it.
You're 9 cat league kayo.
Yeah, 9K.
Have you ever tried to play rotation?
I did, but it wasn't like it was that time where I wasn't playing competitive yet.
Okay.
I didn't really. I don't know. I enjoyed head to head more than the roto.
In head to head, you're playing against are these other PBA players or are these friends from college or who are you playing?
One league is Gabe here. I think Gabe Norwood's here.
Oh yeah.
And Tyler Tio's also in this league. The other league is Tyler Tio's also. No. Sorry. Gabe's in one league. Tyler's in the other. They're sort of like our groups for cards, and they wanted to make a fantasy league. So I was like, yeah, why not?
So you're collecting cards, then?
I stopped because I really collect shoes. So I just got into cards for a while. I thought of it, and then I kind of got sick of it. So I just sent a couple cards for grading. After I did that, I stopped collecting already, like totally.
Okay. But have you heard about Top Shot?
What's that? Sorry, no.
Ay, so you haven't heard it yet. Yung parang moments naman, they're
Oh
selling
yeah,
moments.
yeah. That's what you call it, pala, Top Shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Top Shot.
Yeah, one of my friend's brothers was telling me about it because he also collects cards. He was like, bro, you should check this out. I was like, bro, I'm not gonna check that out. Like, I'm done. I'm
Well,
done.
it's it's super sobrang expensive, no?
Yeah,
Parang you have to wait what hours, no? To get a pack. Like
yeah. And I mean, like, just the paying for moments, like that's just weird. I don't know. I find it. But no hate on them if they want to do it.
I mean,
not for
it's
me.
understandable. It's a lot of people are skeptic about this
Yeah.
type of technology or collection, but
I just remembered one interview your dad gave, and he said that you still ask money from him. You don't want to use your money. Is that true?
Not anymore.
He's just giving you.
No, that was true in the bubble for sure.
Oh, okay.
The food is pretty because okay, so we get our food 3 times a day. So you know we're athletes. We probably
Yeah.
eat 5 times a day. So sometimes I want to get a snack or something like that. I go up to his room, be like, yo, like buy me some food or let's buy food on his tab. But there'd be nights also where I pay for it, you know. But now no, being home and everything. And also
have you tried to order room service and then charge it to his room? Something like sino ba yung
I have
gumawa
done
nun
that.
sa Golden State?
I did do that. I ordered and then I called him and I said, your food's coming to you. He asked me to order for the both of us. I ordered for me and I said, your food's coming to you, the bill's coming to you also. So he paid for it. But
Pero
yeah.
wala naman yung surprise lang na parang something came
You
biglang
can't you can't do it in the
Ah,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Bawal,
yeah,
bawal,
see,
bawal.
Yeah, you can't do it.
Bawal.
Because you have to pay on the spot. You can't just charge it.
Oo.
Okay. But the restaurants are open 24 hours.
Yeah, the room service open 24 hours. Yeah. People there were nice. The servers, everybody, very nice people.
Yeah. Eto, let's do a bit of trade analysis and give us what your takes are on this. These are some of the trades we see in groups, or some of them were messaged through us and asking for our opinions on how to move on with this trade. Okay, ito muna. Ito siguro easier. Jarrett Allen and DeAndre Ayton for Rudy Gobert and Kyle Anderson. Which side do you think is a good?
I've been watching Kyle Anderson, but
He's
Allen.
not really watchable player.
Yeah, exactly. Jared Allen and I seriously I don't like DeAndre Ayton, but at the same time, Gobert, if he's lacking in blocks,
Yeah.
but you have Jared Allen at the same time, he gives basically the same thing Gobert does, maybe in a lesser degree.
Yeah.
But maybe I think I won't go with the trade for me.
So you're on the Allen side or Gobert
Yeah,
side?
I think I'm on the Allen side. I'll stick with what are the stats of Kyle Anderson right now?
Eric.
Around 12, 13 points. Couple of rebounds here and there. Mga 4 rebounds, 3 assists, something like that.
And then Allen's at around 11, right? 11
Yeah,
or 12
11
points.
Yeah.
About 9 rebounds.
Yes.
8 rebounds.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of field goal percentage, you'd be okay both ways. I think. Does Kyle Anderson give any threes?
Yes,
Yes.
that's the thing about Kyle Anderson this year. He's actually improved his 3-point shooting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, if you need threes, then definitely you go with Gobert, because Gobert does whatever Jared Allen does.
Yeah.
Better, and then you have Kyle Anderson, who's gonna be, I really don't like DeAndre Ayton right now. I'm salty. Man.
Are you still gonna draft him next year?
Hell no.
Never again.
Honestly, he could be a Shaq if he wanted to. Like, he could be that type of player. I think he's lazy. He looks lazy to me.
Hindi, in fairness naman, baka it's the Chris Paul effect or the system.
But if you think about it, Chris Paul made Tyson Chandler like 3 times what he was.
Yeah.
Right? And Tyson Chandler's, sorry, but he's half the player Ayton could be.
Offensively, at least.
Offensively, yeah. And Chris Paul made him a better player offensively. So you talk about Ayton, I think if he had a better motor, like if he had a motor of Montrez, if he had that type of motor,
Yeah,
yeah, he would be a different guy. He seems soft to me.
what do you say to people who say that Ayton is just playing within the system? Like it's a winning system, but he's not trying too much. That's why his stats is low. Like that's what that's the excuse they're giving right now.
But they were losing, and he was still playing that way. They only started winning the last 2 months. But at the start of the season, they were losing. CP3 came out and said they're all playing soft, and he was basically the one he was talking to. So I think if he was dropping 20 and 15 at the start, and then they started winning, and it became less, I'd understand. But he was playing like this the whole season.
Do you have other players like so malamang si Deandre Ayton will be in your do not draft list already? Do you have other players in that list?
TJ Warren.
You picked him this year?
I picked him in 2 leagues.
This year.
This
year lang, this year.
I picked him last year also. And
last year pero last year before the bubble was okay.
Last year before the bubble he was all right.
Also, yeah.
Nothing. But after the bubble during the bubble there was no more fantasy. So it didn't really matter. So yeah, TJ Warren, somebody I probably will never draft again. Who else do I have here? I think that's it. I don't really.
What's your worst drop?
Oh, Bagley.
Okay.
Marvin Bagley.
I won't draft Bagley next year. I think he should be averaging more than he is. Disappointing season.
And he's always injured.
He's always injured. He's injured now.
These 2 players were picked before Luka. Ayton, right?
Yeah, Ayton.
Picked before Luka? Hindi
Diba?
Bagley was picked before Luka?
Hindi. Sa rankings. They made...
No, I mean picked in the draft before Luka.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so parang both of them the first 2 picks.
Man, look at this guy. He's 198. That's his ranking. Bagley.
Never. He's
I
not.
I picked him in the 5th round.
Fifth round, that's too high. That's fifth
or
round
6th
is
round,
too high.
something like that. Yeah.
Sobrang taas yung 5th round.
Well, that 20-team league, it's hard.
So, sa bagay.
Yeah, it's hard.
20 team 5th round, 100 plus na yun eh.
100 plus na, yeah.
I noticed that you picked Bradley Beal and Devin Booker first. Are you partial to shooters because you're a shooter? Like, is there something like that? Because
I love both their games.
Yeah.
During this off season, I've been practicing so many moves that actually come from the both of them. So I really love both their games. So when I picked Devin Booker and Bradley Beal was available in the 2nd round, I said I can't pass up or I'm going to regret it. And I would have. 31 points per game, if I'm not mistaken. So it's hard. I played against Tyler Theo 1 week. I was down around 80 points with 1 day left. Yeah, I think I had 1 day left. And they both had 35 or 38, something like that. And then I had a lot more players playing that day. I ended up winning the points category thanks to them.
Yeah. Pero in your other teams, you don't really pick, favorite players or
no, not really.
Or style of play. Basta anything that could win you a fantasy league, yun yung important.
Yeah. That's actually why I picked DeRozan, because I thought, guy that was really efficient, get you rebounds, won't give you any threes, but won't give you turnovers either. Give you a couple blocks and steals. And then I started losing the threes every week, so I had to trade him. But he's a guy that I consistently pick. Actually, I picked him a couple times.
How about rookies? Do you go out to pick rookies, or how familiar are you with them when they come to the NBA? Do you watch college basketball or stuff?
I was familiar with quickly because of my dad. My dad said this guy is going to be good. He was telling me this guy's going to be good because I was sort of looking at my mock drafts and saying I could actually pick a rookie maybe in the last 2 picks.
Yeah.
I ended up picking him last, if I'm not mistaken, and
it
worked out for me for a last week 20-team league. For a last pick, I mean, he's giving me pretty good stats. I think he might have been the only rookie I picked, if I'm not mistaken.
So your dad watches college basketball more.
Yeah, he has he reads everything about college basketball and things like that. Because sometimes you look for imports, right? And some of them come straight out of college, or they just got out of college.
So
I think another guy recently was Patrick Williams, who I dropped, but he was playing well for a while. I had just watched a couple of his recaps and I saw him playing, and I also got the information from my dad. So sometimes I go to him for
College,
for
for college.
for guys
So
coming out of
I'm
college.
curious about quickly. Like he said, he was gonna be good before the season started, or while the season was going on.
Preseason, he said he was going to be
Okay.
good.
So that's good because people, analysts were saying that that was a bad pick by the Knicks, right? They said
Yeah.
that was too early to pick him. He was a second rounder. So for your dad to see that, I guess he has an
Yeah.
eye for talent.
Yeah. And I think he's what, top 5 in the rookie of the year race?
Yes.
Yeah, so.
But it's a short list.
Oh yeah, it's a very short.
It's a short
Yeah.
list.
Well, Patrick Williams has made it, and one other guy has made it a little bit longer. I forget who the other guy was, but yeah, it's a pretty short list. I mean, you have just the two guys who basically one of them is going to win the rookie.
Probably right now it's up to 3 guys lang talaga. It's Haliburton.
I don't even think
Anthony
Halliburton's
Edwards,
going to win. I mean, Anthony
and
Edwards
LaMelo.
or LaMelo.
LaMelo
because
and Anthony Edwards. Most
Halliburton's not getting a lot of media time right now.
True.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big part of it.
Plus, he's not flashy. He's not
Not at all.
flashy. He's not.
That's why I think Anthony Edwards could win it. He continues the way he's playing because he's, the way he dunks on people and
Yeah.
the way like he's always smiling and things like that. It's good for the media likes that, right?
Yeah, and LaMelo is, somehow medyo nag-taper down yung
Yeah, I think taper down siya.
game niya.
But I think he had 27 against LeBron the other day. 27, 7, and 6, something like that.
Yeah, but he's not getting the same attention already
Oh, yeah.
as
Yeah.
he was getting
he was.
before, diba? So parang sanay na yung mga tao. What's your worst drop? Drop na pinagsisiyan mo
Who did I drop?
this year, at least this year?
Hmm.
Ako, Draymond talaga.
That's a
He
good
dropped
question.
Draymond Green.
You dropped Draymond Green?
Yeah.
Di ba nung bulok siya nung start?
How many teams? How many
14,
teams?
14.
14. Wow.
Kahit na 14 team, di ba? Parang, I shouldn't be doing that. Pero
Yeah. Who did I drop recently?
Pero in fairness naman, right now, when I dropped him, I was like parang 12 or 13th dun sa league.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm
Okay,
like
okay.
8 or 7. So, pwede na.
I dropped. I don't think it's a big. I don't think I've had a big like bad drop this season. But I dropped Elfrid Payton a couple times, and I picked him back up. Every time I've dropped him, I think once he had like 24, 12, and 9, and then the other time he had like 27, like 8 and 8, something like that.
Yeah.
Whenever I get him back, he'd come back with 8 points and 5 rebounds. I'd be like, come on.
O
man.
kaya he misses the games.
Yeah,
Injured
yeah.
pala.
That's why I dropped him because he keeps getting injured. I don't
That's not really not too bad of a drop.
Yeah, I don't recall having a really bad one. But maybe Shake Milton. I dropped him in my 20 team league, and
Yeah.
he started gaining steam. So
Sa 20 team, those players are big deals na if you drop
Yeah,
them.
they are.
Diba?
They
Kasi
are.
parang they're serviceable in the 20 team.
Yeah.
Pero in the 14, siguro not so bad. Ito, another trade analysis. Ito, Trae Young and Tad Young. Okay, the Youngs pala to. Trae and Tad for Kawhi and Keldon. Yan, yung one of your
that's
favorite
Kawhi
players.
and Keldon for me. Sorry, Kawhi and Keldon.
Ikaw, Eric.
I may go with Trey. Well, because of the playoff schedule. I don't know what your playoff schedule, Aaron, is, but Kawhi has really bad playoff schedule, so I may go with Trey and Tad only because of that. I'm not sure Kawhi is going to play a lot of games in the fantasy playoffs.
The reason why I said Kawhi is because the Lakers just lost their two.
That's true, though. Yeah.
Their 2 stars, right? So these guys are not going to be resting because they're going to want to get the 1 or 2 spot.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good.
Because if you stay at 3 and the Lakers are only up 2.5 games from 6. So if the Lakers drop to 6 and you play the Lakers in the first round, good luck to you. So
That's a great point.
yeah,
that's a great point. That's a great point, actually.
they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna be resting until they're sure that they're in the top 2 spots. Talking about the Clippers.
Plus, the way last year went, resting for those types of games might baka lalong bad publicity
Yeah.
for them.
And you have the Suns there, which means you start giving the Suns more confidence, and now you're maybe the fourth team in the West instead of the top two.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
So
tama. That's great point on
yeah,
Kawhi. Plus, of course, yung sweetener for Aaron yan for sure. Keldon Johnson dyan.
yeah, Kelvin's a steal. I think he's gonna be San Antonio's guy in the next.
But
few
aren't
years.
you worried about consistency?
Well, I mean, he's only a second-year player. He'll get that down.
Kasi they still have DeRozan and, of course, Derek White and...
I think it's
Deshaun.
good for him that they have DeRozan, somebody to learn from. I think this. I play a lot of 2K, and I play wherein you can manage the teams. The
Yeah.
Spurs have a lot of assets that they can trade away.
They do, yeah.
I think at some point they're gonna be a good team again.
They're a good team now. Like, I mean...
Oh, they are. I mean, like they're gonna be a real contender.
Yeah.
At some point.
No one really expected them to be this good at least.
Yeah.
For this year. So yun guys, that's a nice kwentuhan with Aaron about fantasy basketball. We hope that we can talk more about fantasy sa mga next episodes natin with Aaron. Aaron, thank you for your time.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, guys, before you go, in my 14 team league, who do you think I should like look at right now?
To add?
Yeah, to add. I've been losing.
Who are your players ba?
Right now I have.
That's the Bradley Beal, di ba?
Bradley Beal. I got Derek White. I have McConnell. I have Devin Booker. Tyler Hero.
So small ball to.
Mark Cannon, who's finally back. Thank God. Karis LeVert, Zubac, Wendell Carter Jr. Oh, him. Wendell Carter Jr. is a big disappointment. This year.
Another player from that batch.
Yeah, another player from that batch. Exactly. Another big who's soft. RJ Barrett, Bradley Beal. I have Valanciunas, Fox, Poole, and Bagley.
This is, I think, for me, initial, ko lang, it's too small.
You think it's too small?
Yeah, I think your team has similar stat sets, so you might be too good at certain stats, but really bad on certain stats.
This week, I'm up everything but steals and turnovers. So in rebounds, I'm up 75.
Who's your worst player there?
My worst player is probably at this point Wendell Carter Jr.
I will try to package maybe Harris.
There's no more trades. I think there's
you can't make trades anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If I'm not mistaken, there's no more trades.
Okay.
So shoot no more trades. Hirap yan.
I'll try to. I agree with Jeremy. The stat sets of the players are kind of similar, but
there's still trades.
I'll try to trade one of the wings. Not
one of the wings
or Beal, but maybe the Leverts to even Markkanen. I mean, Markkanen is a big who is not really a big. He doesn't play that big. So I'll try to trade those players for more traditional big men to help you in the rebounds and the blocks and the steals and those other stats that could maybe round out your roster, make it more balanced.
Yeah.
Sinong add?
There's the bigs. There's Isaiah Stewart.
Yun. One player yan.
He's been playing.
But if your worst player is Wendell Carter, medyo mahirap na decision.
Yeah, it's hard. That's why if I drop, I'm gonna have to trade. Yeah, it's gonna be hard.
Actually, that team of yours is not top heavy, but it's very good because I mean, you don't have any player to drop basically.
It's gonna
be hard for me to drop. Yeah, but yeah, I'll look into it. I'll probably.
Actually, I got a question a while ago about Wendell Carter Jr. and Isaiah Stewart. Coincidentally, they asked me if they're gonna drop Wendell Carter Jr. for Isaiah Stewart. Yes, the exact question is that. Wendell Carter Jr. I said that I feel like right now Isaiah Stewart and Wendell Carter Jr. are the same already. Basically, they have the same thing, and I like Isaiah Stewart's rest of season outlook more than Wendell Carter. So I said
that's
to go ahead.
Look into.
Yeah, but he is having a hard time dropping Wendell Carter Jr. So
Name value
they're not that far apart though, because
yes,
Wendell Carter Jr. Oh no, actually Wendell Carter Jr. is ranked 181. Isaiah Stewart is ranked 137. So
exactly.
I might go and do that. Because he shoots well from the field.
Yeah,
Exactly,
high field goal,
High field goal.
and then good defensive stats.
You know what you could do? You
Consistent.
could package Wendell Carter with maybe Caris LeVert and get a better player, and then just
A
pick up
better
Isaiah
player.
Stewart. And then just pick up Isaiah Stewart.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
You would have to have a streaming spot for the playoffs. You cannot just not.
Yeah,
You cannot just have
bad
no.
job. Yeah.
Yeah.
When's
So,
your
yeah,
playoffs
yeah.
though?
Playoffs are in.
Week
That's a good
16,
question.
17?
I think 17.
17, 18, 19. No?
17, 18,
standard,
19.
standard. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, standard. Yeah.
So
Yeah. All right.
no.
That's a good. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna look into that.
You
I'll look
need
for a big.
you need to open up a roster spot for a streaming position.
Yeah.
You have to do it. It's a head-to-head. You have to do it. You cannot have no streaming.
Lalo na if there are players like Isaiah Stewart on the free agent pool.
Yeah.
Ibig sabihin, feeling ko there are still a lot of players there na pwede.
Yeah,
So,
marami pa. The Shakes in on here. Kleber.
Kleber.
Wolo.
Yun, no? Yun, another Kleber.
Roby's on here. I actually have Roby in my other league. He's okay.
Roby. I mean, eventually those players will heat up and they will be must add. So by that time, and then you don't have any player to drop, then you'll be
Open.
stuck. You'll be
Yeah.
stuck. So
Yeah.
so
Trade two and then just
Yeah.
get a better player than just
yes.
stream one.
Yes.
Okay. Sounds good. I will do that tonight. I will look for a trade. So for a big,
Yeah,
Wendell
for a big.
Carter and LeVert for a big.
Anong
Yeah.
anong suggestion ba? Parang ano ako ni Eric parang agent. Bigyan ko
No,
suggestion.
I mean I actually like Jonas, but he's already in your team. So
This team? Oh yeah, he is.
yeah, right. Actually, I was gonna suggest somebody, but you'll hate it because it's Ayton. But I think Ayton actually looks good in your team for the right price.
Hindi,
But
yun. Wendell Carter and LeVert for
Yeah.
Eton.
For me, I'll do that. But
I think-
I understand your hesitation. So
I think LeVert's gonna heat up though. That's my thinking. He's only been playing 30 minutes a game, 27 minutes a game.
No, but he's gonna heat up on the scoring part, but the rest of the stats might not. You don't need the scoring as much.
He's had actually everything. 3 steals, 2 steals, a steal, 7 assists, 5 assists.
I'd prefer you to
7
trade.
rebounds.
I prefer you to trade Laurie Markkanen and Wendell.
Laurie Markkanen, okay.
But
That
I
makes
don't know
sense.
how easy it's gonna be to
It's not
package
gonna be
those-
easy. Those
those
two are
two
not.
players. It's up to your
That's true.
negotiation skills and everything. But I'd prefer.
I mean, if I have to trade LeVert for a good player, I'll trade him. He'll be the guy that I could trade from.
yeah, you
from-
just choose a good, really better player
Yeah.
for LeVert right now.
Ayaw talaga si Eton Wala
No,
But I
man.
understand.
I think
But-
what did he have? He had a horrible game today or yesterday.
Yeah. Yesterday he had a horrible game.
Oh man, and I think they lost. Did they lose?
I think they lost
I think they
yesterday.
lost. No, they won. But he had eight
What-
points and 6 boards.
What spot are you again in that league?
The one with Ayton.
No, the one with the Booker.
Oh, I'm 13 of 14. That's why I need to.
And how many
No,
games
but
away?
I'm not that far away.
How about Robert
Top 10
Williams?
goes to the playoffs, right?
Robert Williams, another player. You can look
I
into.
dropped him. I dropped him a couple.
Yeah,
weeks ago.
that guy.
A couple of weeks ago.
Maybe and I dropped
It's been
him.
hot
Maybe,
for the past
maybe like a month ago because he got injured. Did
Yeah.
he get injured? Or
Yeah, he got COVID and he got
Yeah.
injured. Yeah.
I dropped him. I'm not that far. The 12 and 11 actually have similar 30. They have 36 wins. I have 36 wins.
Yung Robert Williams, baka okay din yun.
So you're number 10 right now.
No,
Right.
I'm number 13 of
14.
14.
Wow, Robert Williams is playing well. Damn.
Yeah, Robert Williams is a good pickup for you.
Try mo rin, LeVert and Kasi there's this, pa rin parang idea of Robert Williams being a temporary center who's playing well right now, but
Yeah.
eventually would.
I think with Robert Williams, if you're gonna use two people, I think Laurie and Wendell Carter could
Yeah,
ready
instead
to
of
it.
ano.
Yeah,
Okay.
they could ready to it for Robert
Yeah.
Williams.
Oh, tapos you add Isaiah Stewart, perfect
Yeah,
na yun.
Isaiah Stewart.
Complimentary na yun.
Yeah,
For
Yeah.
ano.
your blocks will
Robert.
certainly
Go up, yeah.
go up.
That's true.
Even the steals. Yeah.
So, yun. Yun. Guys, that's the nice episode for this week. And hope you enjoyed it. Aaron, hope you had fun.
Yeah, definitely. It's always nice to talk fantasy.
Diba? So, parang hindi kailangan
Talk all night about fantasy.
pag fantasy talaga, fantasy basketball, parang kahit nga hindi kayo magkakilala parang magkakilala
Yeah,
na.
that's true.
why,
That's true. Yeah.
So tayo noticed with the guest and people in the group as well. We also have a group about NBA fantasy in Facebook. So if you want to join the group as well, so we talk NBA fantasy rin.
Okay, yeah, send me an invite. I'll
Yeah, sige. I'll share the group with you. All right, guys. Thanks for watching or listening to our episode this week. Hope you like it. And next week, wala pang plans, but we're working something out as well for next week. All right, we'll see you again tomorrow for the usual daily fantasy.